Welcome back, America. Hugh Hewitt in studio with Seth Mandel joins me, writer for Commentary, contributor to the Commentary podcast, the author of an essay yesterday, The Meaning of Kafir Bibas, which is just heartrending. It was read on the Commentary podcast this morning by John Podhoretz. Seth, I don't know if you know that. Barry Weiss has talked about it. It's a unfortunately necessary and very somber look at what has happened. Kafir, Ariel, and Shiri were murdered. Oded Lifshitz was murdered. Their bodies came back, but there are 5 Americans who might still be there. Idan Alexander, Iten Chen, Gadi Haggai, Judy Weinstein Haggai, and Omer Nutra. What do we do?
Yeah, that's the question. What do we do? The Idan Alexander, we know we have recently gotten signs of life from him. And so there is an American still alive. And as far as the way Trump has handled this so far, I think it's very clear that he's going to want him out. And it's slated for the second round of this ceasefire. But Trump is getting impatient. Steve Witkoff is getting impatient. And at the moment, certainly Israelis have no patience left after what they saw today. So I know that Hamas is trying to speed up the second round and offering to release everybody and everything they have, but that would be in return for Israel permanently exiting every inch of the Gaza Strip and essentially saying Hamas will stay in power. So Hamas is saying we'll do everything right away if you guarantee that we get to stay in power.
Now, Seth, that can't happen. And I remind people, when the Soviets took Berlin, it was leveled. When the United States invaded Japan, it was leveled. When the United States did away with our allies with ISIS, Mosul was leveled. There's really no way to get rid of Hamas in phase 2. That's why I don't think we're going to have phase 2. Do you?
I don't know. It's looking less likely. From the Israeli perspective, you would think it would be less likely. The fact that they still have an American who is alive means that Trump's wishes here are worth a lot. They factor in, they're a major factor of what happens next. So I think it's almost, in a way, almost going to be up to the American president, as strange as that sounds. But, Israelis are very supportive of the hostage deals and bringing their family members home, dead or alive, but they want to bring everybody home, and they've been saying it. And so I think that there are some headwinds that Bibi Netanyahu would face if he, if he wasn't able to negotiate at least some sort of further round of this stuff. In the past, basically these ceasefires go until Hamas screws up. Hamas breaks the ceasefire. I mean, literally every single ceasefire is, Hamas flirted with it the other day with a rocket. There were coordinated bus bombings today in Israel. Nobody was hurt because the bombs, five, that's right, were mistimed to go off tomorrow. It's now at nighttime there. But people were on one of the buses at least, and a person actually discovered it. She saw a suspicious package and said something, and it turned out to be one of the bombs. So it was very lucky that nothing happened. But it sounds like Hamas is, what we've seen so far, the reporting says Hamas has hinted that the bombs are theirs. So they generally try to, to end these ceasefires and violate these ceasefires every time. And Israel kind of has to decide at what point it's being pushed too far. And I think that Bibi will face headwinds if there's any sort of perception that a deal is on the table and it's Israel that is the reason it's ending and not Hamas.
Seth, do you think it's possible, because I do, that President Trump, I've interviewed him 30 times, thrown questions at him 30 times. He is a visual learner, and he reacts very negatively towards cruelty, especially directed at children and younger people. It's almost automatic. The Syrian response, the response to Hamas. I think if he sees tape of what happened this morning, he's going to revert to everyone out now or all hell breaks loose. That's what I think. Do you agree?
I do. Yeah, I've seen reporting today, but I haven't seen it myself, but there's reporting today that he did see them and was very upset by them. And I would be surprised if the day ended without him seeing that. But yeah, I would think that he would be furious upon seeing that. And he said last time, all hell will break loose if they continue this. And today's Hamas behavior was worse, I think, than anything we've seen.
It's the most gruesome thing since 10/7.
It was a slap. It was a slap in the face of everybody, Trump included, and he doesn't take well to that.
Yeah. Now, I've been listening to commentary. I'm trying to come up with a construct that I think will work. I want to test it on you, Seth. Putin is evil, but Russia can't be defeated. Hamas is evil and must be defeated. Iran is evil and could be defeated. And China is our greatest threat and evil, and we must make it our priority. Is that a fair statement of your understanding of the world?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, all of those depend on, what the devil's in the details.
We're not going to defeat Russia. So we need a deal that keeps Ukraine standing, but we could defeat Hamas. I mean, we actually could help Israel remove Hamas from Gaza.
Yes, and Iran is the only thing it has left is its nuclear program, and its air defenses are down. So Iran is the sort of thing that you could do in a night if America got bored.
Do you think Americans or Trump in particular connect Iran with that gruesome display today?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I do. I don't think they did in the past. I think it was harder, but ever since the Clinton administration, victims of terrorism, remember, have been suing Iran in court. Victims of Palestinian terrorism, even in Gaza, have been suing Iran and winning cases. Iran doesn't ever fork anything over. But I think by now, yeah, I really do think they make the connection.
I hope that gets through. I think there's shuttles diplomacy going on. Rubio, Waltz, and Whitcliffe here, General Kellogg and J.D. Vance there. But I hope it all comes together and that Hamas is defeated. A fine bit of writing, Seth, The Meaning of Kafir, Bibas. I recommend it to everyone. I'll put it in the show notes today over at YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I'll be right back, America. Stay tuned.